come to the front of the mat. Big toes together, inch apart to the heels. Arms by your side. Okay. Pull up the knees. Pull the tummy button into the spine. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears and draw them down the back. Arms nice and relaxed by your side. Spread the toes wide and let's get a nice feeling on the mat. So let's just maybe rock back and forth, side to side. Just get that lovely feeling. Bring the hands to the heart into Ujjayi Mudra. And let's close the eyes and start connecting with the breath. So breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. Taking the breath now deep to the back of the throat, breathing in and out of the nose with the mouth sealed. Using the breath now. Starting the practice with the opening mantra. This is a text taken by Shankaracharya, known as the Yoga Taravali. If you know the mantra, please join in, starting with the Om. Om. Vande Gurunam Charanaravinda Sandara Shitas Vatamat Sukara Bodhe Nishalashi Jagalika Yaramane Samasara Alahara Muhashante Abaho Purashakaram Shankacharaski Dariyam Sarasa Shiasam Svatam Pranamani Pantanjali Om. Open the eyes, hands by your side. Starting with Sun Salutation A, Namaskara A. Inhale, raise the arms on the diagonal, fingertips touching, look to the thumbs. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, hands either side of the feet, chest onto thighs, look through the legs. Uttanasana. Inhale, come up to the fingertips, nice straight back, look forward. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, bend the knees, step the right foot to the back of the mat, followed by the left into high plank. Lowering down, squeezing the elbows into the ribs as you lower down into Chaturanga Dandasana. And tuck the toes. Inhale, lift the heart to the sky, baby cobra, Badakanasana. Exhale, lower down onto the mat, tuck the toes, lift the knees and drive those hips to the back of the mat into your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and breathe. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. This is your first downward dog, so if you want to walk the feet on the spot, move the hips from side to side. Checking the hands, making sure the fingers are spread wide. Make sure that the index finger is facing towards the front of the mat and the little fingers are equal distance from the side of the mat. If you're working with bent elbows, slightly turn the hands out. This will straighten the arms for you. Breathing in for 4 now, exhaling for 4. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step the right foot in between the hands, followed by the left, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, inhale, come all the way up, raise the arms on the diagonal, fingertips touching, look to the thumbs, hands to the heart, Samasthiti, arms by your side. Inhale, raise the arms, look to the thumbs. Exhale, forward fold, chest onto thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, hands to the mat, step the left foot to the back of the mat, followed by the right. Lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Badakanasana, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down onto the mat, tuck the toes, lift the knees, drive those hips to the back of the mat into your downward facing dog and breathe. Breathing in for 4. Exhaling for 4, using that breath now, spreading those fingers wide, pushing the forefinger and the thumb into the mat, pushing the mat away, pushing the sit bones up to the sky. Using the breath, keeping the neck nice and soft, keeping the face soft. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step the left foot in between the hands, followed by the right, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, raise the arms on the diagonal, fingertips touching, hands to the heart, Samasthiti, arms by your side. Inhale, Raise the arms on the diagonal. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or big jump back. Chaturanga Dandasana, lowering down. And tuck the toes, inhale, lift the heart to the sky, Badakanasana. Exhale, lower down to the mat, tuck the toes, lift the knees. Drive those hips to the back of the mat into your downward facing dog and breathe. Check the feet this time, make sure they're hip width distance apart, make sure the toes are pointing in and the heels are out. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4, using that breath now. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step or big jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift, exhale, forward fold, inhale, come all the way up, raise the arms on the diagonal, hands to the heart, Samasthiti, arms by your side. Starting now with Sun Salutation B, starting with the chair pose. So inhale, bend the knees, reach down, fingertips touching, keep sitting low, raise the arms on the diagonal, look into the thumbs, into Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or big jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog this time. So nice straight arms, shoulders over the wrists, hips, thighs and knees up off the mat. Lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana, and tuck the toes, push back into downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the right hand, left heel down, push up into warrior 1. Arms on the diagonal, looking to the thumbs, nice deep bend in that right knee. Knee and ankle in line, stacking the joint for strength. Exhale, hands to the mat, step the right foot back, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lower down, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot to the left hand, right heel down, raise up into warrior 1 on the left. Reaching out now with the fingertips. Exhale, hands to the mat, step the left foot back, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog, and breathe. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4, using the breath, spreading the fingers wide, keeping the neck soft, keeping the face soft. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Big jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, straight into the chair pose. Let's sit low. Let's tuck the tailbone under. Make sure the knees are not touching. Reaching out with the fingertips. Coming all the way up. Samasthiti, arms by your side. Inhale, Utkatasana. Let's sit low. Let's tuck that tailbone under. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step up, big jump back. Lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back into downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the left hand. Left heel down, opening the hips out to the long edge of the mat. Arms on the T in line with the shoulders. Into warrior 2, Virabhadrasana B. So really reaching out from the front of the mat with the fingers to the back, looking down the right arm to the right index finger. Let's go into reverse warrior. Let's take the left arm down the left leg, reaching up with the right arm into Viparita Virabhadrasana. Exhale, come back to the T. Let's windmill hands back down onto the mat. Taking the right foot back, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Step the left foot to the right hand, right heel down, opening the hips out, arms on the T in line with the shoulders into warrior 2. Looking down the left hand this time to the left index finger. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, really reaching out. Let's go into reverse warrior. Take the right arm down the right leg, reach up with the left arm. Exhale, come back to the T. Let's windmill the hands back down onto the mat, taking that left leg back, lowering down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog, and breathe. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4, using the breath. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Big jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Straight into the chair pose, Utkatasana. Let's tuck that tailbone under. Reaching out with the fingertips. Let's see if we can go a little bit lower. Coming all the way up. Samasthiti here, arms by your side. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step or big jump back, loading down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the right hand, left heel down, pushing up into warrior one. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the right foot back, loading down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Step the left foot to the left hand, right heel down, pushing up into warrior one on the left. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step the left foot back, loading down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. And breathe. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4, using the breath. Keeping the neck nice and soft, keeping the face soft, spreading the fingers wide, pushing the sit bones up to the sky. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Big jump to the front of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Straight into chair pose, into Utkatasana. Tucking the tailbone under. Making sure those knees are not together. Coming all the way up. Samasthiti here, arms by your side. Let's go into our standing asanas. Everybody okay? Lovely. So hands on the hips. And let's step or jump the feet hip width distance apart. Going into Padana gustasana, hand to foot pose. So inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart to the sky, leading with the heart and the chin. Let's hinge forward at the hips, coming halfway. Let's reach down with the arms, taking hold of the big toes with your first 2 fingers. Inhale, look forward, exhale. Let's bring the ribs now onto the thighs. You may need to soften the knees to achieve this. Bringing the elbows out on sharp angles, pulling up on the toes, pushing back down with the thumb. Really squeezing yourself together now, like a sandwich, trying to get that filling out. Inhale, straighten the arms, look forward. Exhale, let's come down a little bit deeper. Let's try and get those sit bones up to the sky. Let's try and straighten the legs a little bit more. Keeping the elbows out in sharp angles, looking through the legs. Using the breath on each exhale, trying to get a little bit lower. Inhale, straighten the arms, look forward, release the toes. Let's slide the hands underneath the feet now into Padana hastasana. Hand to foot pose. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, let's bring those elbows out in sharp angles. Let's try and get those hands from underneath the feet. This is a much deeper pose, so you may need to soften the knees a little bit more. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4, using the breath. If you're working with straight legs, don't forget to pull up the knees and push those sit bones to the sky. Inhale, straighten the arms, look forward. Release the hands from underneath the feet, place them on top of the feet. Nice straight back, bring the hands to the hips, and very slowly, let's hinge from the hips all the way up. Well done. Let's reset the feet and go into our triangle pose, Uti Trikanasana. So hands on the hips, and with the right foot, let's take a big step to the back of the mat, turn, so that the feet and the hips are facing the long right edge of the mat. Let's bring the arms on the T in line with the shoulders. Let's take the right heel in and the left heel out. Left foot should be on a 45 degrees angle. And with straight legs, let's hinge over the right hip. Bring in the right arm just below the knee, the mid-shin, the ankle or the arch of the foot. Taking the left arm up to the sky, looking up to the hand. Any problems with the neck, you can look down to the foot. So let's squeeze the thighs. Let's Pull up the abdomen, tuck the tailbone under. This will help you to recline. Breathing in now, using your breath. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. On the next exhale, look to the foot, come back up to the T. Let's go into reverse triangle. So let's take the left hand down the left leg, raising the right arm up. On the inhale, lengthen, really lengthen, and slide that left hand down the left leg as far as it will go. Exhale, come back to the T. Let's go into our long side angle pose, Badakanasana. So bending deep into the right knee now. You may need to shuffle that right foot forward slightly. 2 options here of bringing the right elbow on top of the right knee and bringing the left arm up and over. So it's brushing against the ear, looking under the armpit towards the elbow, or you can reach down with the fingertips, making sure it's just the fingertips and you're not leaning on anything. Make sure you're nice and tall. Try not to slump over that knee. Exhale, look to the foot and come back up to the T. Let's straighten the right leg, taking the right heel out, the left heel in, and let's do triangle on the left. So with straight legs, let's hinge over the left hip, bringing that left arm just below the knee, mid-shin, the ankle, or the arch of the foot, and taking the right arm up to the sky, looking towards the hand or down to the foot. Squeezing the thighs for balance, tucking the tailbone under, pulling that lower abdomen up. Using the breath, breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. Exhale up to the foot, come back up to the T. Let's go into the reverse triangle. So taking the right arm down the right leg this time, reaching up with the left arm, inhaling on each inhale, lengthen and slide that right arm down the leg. Exhale, come back to the T. Let's go into our long side angle pose, Badakanasana. So again, bending deep into the left knee, knee and ankle in line, stacking the joint for strength, taking the option of the elbow onto the knee, or reaching down with the fingertips and bringing that right arm up and over, brushing the ear so you're looking under the armpit towards the elbow. Exhale, look to the foot, come back up to the T, and come to the front of the mat into Samasthiti. Arms by your side. Let's go into our Prasarita Trikanasana, our rotated triangle. So reset the feet, keeping the hips and the feet to the front of the mat this time, hands on the hips, and with the right foot, let's take a half step to the back of the mat. Being mindful now where you're going to place the right foot. Make sure it's not behind the left. Make sure you've got a good stance so it's on a tram line for your balance. So inhale, let's squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's hinge forward now at the hips, leading with the heart and the chin coming halfway. Nice flat back. Let's check the hips out. Let's bring the right hip forward and the left hip back, just very gentle and not a lot. So bringing the right arm over to the left, floating the left arm up so it's in line with the shoulder, looking to the thumb, and in stages, let's lift the left arm up to the sky from the shoulder and slide that right arm down that left leg. So you're opening out the heart now to the left side. Again, you can look to the hand or you can look down to the foot. Exhale, float that left arm back down, bring it onto the left shin with the right hand as well. So you've got a nice straight back and you're looking forward. Bring the hands to the hips and very gently, let's come all the way up. Let's reset the feet again. Let's go back onto the left side this time. So with the left foot, let's take a half step to the back of the mat. Again, being mindful where you're placing that left foot. Inhale, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the heart. Let's hinge halfway. Let's check the hips out again. So the left hip coming forward and the right hip going back this time. Taking that left hand over to the right leg. Let's float the right arm out, looking to the thumb, and in stages, let's lift the right arm up from the shoulder, sliding the hand down the right leg this time, really opening now the heart to the right side. Keeping the legs straight and strong, pulling up the knees. Exhale, float the arm back down, bring it onto the right shin, both hands, nice straight back, look forward. Bring the hands to the hips and very gently let's hinge all the way up. Let's reset the feet, let's go into Badakanasana, Prasarita. So with the right foot, let's take a big step to the back of the mat into a high lunge. Let's place very gently the right knee onto the mat, placing the foot flat, shuffling now the left foot to the center of the mat. Inhale, let's raise that right arm up. Exhale, let's rotate to the left, hooking that right elbow over the left knee. Bringing the palms together, bringing the thumbs to the center of the chest, elbow to the sky, looking to the elbow. You can stay here, or you can come up into the high lunge, making sure that back leg is straight and strong, making sure the knee is not dropping in, or you can reach down with the fingertips, the right fingertips, and bringing that left arm up and over, looking under the armpit towards the elbow. Exhale, look to the foot and push up and come to the front of the mat. Well done, guys. Let's do the left side. Hands on the hips, and with the left leg, let's take a big step to the back of the mat, into the high lunge, dropping gently the left knee down, placing the left foot down, shuffling the right foot over to the center of the mat. Inhale, let's raise that left arm up. Exhale, let's rotate to the right, hooking the left elbow over the right knee, palms together, thumbs to the chest, elbow to the sky, looking to the elbow, or coming up into a high lunge, or reaching down with the left fingertips and bringing the right arm up and over, looking under the armpit towards the elbow. Making sure that back leg is nice, straight and strong. Breathing in, exhaling, using the breath. Exhale up to the foot and push up to the front of the mat. Namasiti, arms by your side. Let's go into Prasarita Talasana and hands on the hips. And with the right foot, let's take a big step to the back of the mat. Turn so that the feet and hips are facing the long right edge of the mat. Let's take a little hop and take the heels now to the back of the mat. Toes pointing in, heels out. Let's squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart to the sky and let's hinge halfway. So this is going into Prasarita Talasana A. Bringing the arms down in line with the shoulders. Come up to the fingertips, inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down flat and draw the hands to the back of the mat so the heel of the hand now is in line with the heel of the feet. If you can't flatten the hands, just bring the hands forward slightly so that it's more comfortable for you. Squeeze the elbows together. So you're really trying to push the mat away now, trying to push yourself under your legs, pushing the mat away with the forefinger and thumb, trying to get deeper and deeper under the legs, elbows pointing under the legs. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. If you're using soft knees, don't worry. Just make sure you're not leaning the knees on the elbows. Inhale, come up to the fingertips. Arm up halfway. Let's go into B. So bringing the hands onto the waist this time. Look forward. Inhale, exhale. Let's dive back down. Let's squeeze the shoulder blades together this time. Elbows to the sky. Again, squeezing the thighs. For your balance, you may find you'll come up onto the ball of the feet, trying to push yourself deeper under the legs. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4, using the breath. Inhale, come up halfway, come to the fingertips. Let's go into C. So let's take the hands around the back, interlace the fingers, pushing the hands down past the bottom. Inhale, exhale, let's dive back down. Let's bring those arms up and over. Let's see who's going to be the first one to get those hands to the front of the mat. Really draw those shoulder blades together. Breathing in for 4 now, exhaling for 4. Using the breath. Make sure the head is not touching the mat. If it is, shuffle the feet in a little bit further in. Inhale, let's come up halfway. Let's release the hands and bring the hands down onto the mat and come to the fingertips. Let's shuffle the feet in just once this time, keeping the toes pointing in and the heels out. And as we did in Padana gustasana, let's take hold of the big toes with our first 2 fingers. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, let's bring those elbows out on sharp angles, trying to bring those toes up off the mat, pushing them back down with the thumb. Wrists should be over the ankles, trying to get deeper under the legs. Getting that lovely stretch in the hamstrings, into the glutes, into the shoulders. Inhale. Let's come up halfway with straight arms. Let's release the toes. Bring the hands to the center of the mat, hands to the hips, and very gently let's come all the way up. Keeping the stance, we're going into Uti Malasana. So we're going to turn the feet so they're facing the corners of the mat. So this is the long side angle squat. Keeping the left leg straight. Let's squat down into the right leg, either keeping the flat of the foot or onto the ball of the feet. So feet nice and flat, the foot nice and flat on the left leg. Bringing the hands to the heart into Ujjayi Mudra, into the balance. Let's take the heel onto the mat and the toes to the sky. Sitting nice and tall. Let's go into the bind. So taking the right arm round the right knee, the left arm round the back. Keep the heart lifted. Keep looking forward. Let's release the bind and bring the hands in between the legs. Push the bottom towards the back of the mat. And let's come down into the squat now onto the left leg. Bringing the hands to the heart. Let's sit nice and tall. Let's take the balance of heel onto the mat, toe to the sky. And let's do the bind. Let's take that left arm around the left knee and taking the right arm around the back, keeping the heart lifted. Releasing the bind, bringing the hands in between the legs. Let's push up so we come up halfway. Bringing the hands onto the hips and very gently hinging from the hips all the way up, coming to the front of the mat. And let's give those legs a good slap where we've worked really hard on the thighs. Going into Badakanasana now. Badakanasana, so an option with the hands, palms together, fingers pointing down, holding the arms, tucking the thumbs in, or going into the reverse prayer. So let's reset the feet again to the front of the mat, taking the options with the hands, and with the right foot, let's take a half step to the back of the mat. Again, being mindful of where you're placing that right foot. So inhale, let's squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, let's hinge halfway. Trying to bring the nose now down the center of the mat. And as we pass that halfway mark, the back will start to lengthen. So let's try to get the nose and or the forehead onto the left knee. This is also called pyramid pose. Going into the Fallen Flamingo, we're going to release the hands and bring them down to the mat. Make sure they are behind the front foot. Turn the hand so the thumbs are facing the front of the mat. Push the weight into the ball of the right foot. Push the weight into the left foot and lift that left leg up, bringing the right leg up, bringing the right knee inside the left knee and bringing the forehead down onto the knees into the Fallen Flamingo, pointing those right toes now towards the back of the mat. Let's release the right leg back down onto the mat, bringing the hands back into Badakanasana. Let's come up halfway, look forward, and let's hinge all the way up. Let's reset the toes again. And with the left foot, let's take a half step to the back of the mat. Let's squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let's come halfway. Let's bring that nose now down the center of the mat. And as we pass the halfway mark, back will start to lengthen. Let's try and get that nose onto the right knee this time, as far as we can. Using the breath, breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. Let's release the hands going into our Fallen Flamingo, making sure they're behind the right foot. Let's turn the hands so the thumbs are facing the front of the mat. So let's take the weight into the ball of the left foot, push the weight into the right foot. Let's lift the left leg up, bring the left knee inside the right, point those left toes now to the back of the mat. Try to get the head down as close to the knees as you can. And then slowly bring that left leg back down. Bring the hands back into Badakanasana. Very slowly, let's come up halfway, look forward, and then hinge all the way up. Come to the front of the mat. Well done, guys. Let's go into our balance now. Our Backhand tree. So bringing the heels together and the toes pointing out. Taking the option here of either bringing the toe onto the mat, onto the calf, never onto the knee, or high up into the thigh. So let's take the weight into the left leg. Let's pull up the knee. Let's squeeze that left glute, making that left leg straight and strong, and taking the option with the right foot. Bringing the hands to the heart into Ujjayi Mudra. Taking the hands up on the diagonal, looking to the thumbs, into your Virksasana tree. Bringing the hands back into the heart. Let's bring the knee into the chest. The option here, you can take the knee out to the right, or, excuse me, you can grab hold of the toes with your first 2 fingers on the right hand and push that right foot to the front of the mat. You can stay here, or you can take that right leg out and up as high as you can. Bringing that right leg back in and holding the foot for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taking that right foot and placing it on top of the left knee, coming into the one-legged chair. Let's reach forward with the hands. Let's slide the right leg over the left, so you're in a cross-legged now chair. And let's go into the curtsy squat, so hands on the hips. And with the right foot, let's take it behind the left and squat. And back, round. Once more, nice and slow with control. So you're using all the muscles in your legs and bringing the big toe back onto the mat into the cross-legged chair. Let's go into Dandasana, our eagle. So bringing the arms on the T in line with our shoulders. Let's take the right arm underneath the left. So the left elbow's in the crook of the right. Crossing at the wrist, making the eagle beak, looking to the beak. Let's round forward, so you've got a nice round back. And let's bring that big toe up off the mat. Now you can take the right foot behind the left calf if you wish, or you can just raise the toe up off the mat. This is your balance. And let's come all the way up and open those eagle wings. Lovely. Let's reset the feet again. Let's do the left side. So taking the weight into the right leg this time, pulling up the knee, squeezing the glute, making sure that leg is straight and strong. Taking the option of where you want to put the left foot this time. Bringing the hands to the heart. Into Ujjayi Mudra. Stay in here, or raising the arms up on the diagonal, look into the thumbs. Into your Backhand. Bringing the hands to the heart. Again, bringing the knee into the chest and taking the option of taking that left knee out, so opening the hips there, or grabbing hold of the big toe with your first two fingers with the left hand and kicking that left heel forward to the front of the mat, staying there, or taking that left foot up and out. Let's bring that left foot back in. Let's hold that left foot up for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Taking that left foot on top of the right knee and coming into the one-legged chair. Reaching forward with the hands now, looking forward. Let's slide that left leg over the right, so into cross-legged chair. Hands onto the hips. Let's go into the curtsy squat. So it's left leg behind the right and squat. So we do this 3 times. Nice and slow with control. And now let's go into our eagle. So arms on the T in line with the shoulders. Left hand under the right. Make the eagle beak. Let's round forward. Rounding the back. Taking the left foot behind the right calf, or just lifting that big toe up off the mat for the balance. And let's come all the way up and let's open those wings. Lovely. Let's come to the front of the mat now. Go through the warrior sequence. Let's get warm again. So inhale, let's raise the arm to the diagonal, look into the thumbs. Exhale, forward fold, hands either side of the feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Big jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Let's bend the knees. Let's jump forward into chair, to the front of the mat, straight into Utkatasana. So let's tuck those tailbone under. Make sure those knees are not together. Let's see if we can go a little bit lower. Lovely. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat. Big jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Step the right foot to the right hand, left heel down, pushing up into warrior 1. Now you can stay here, or we're going to go into the humble warrior. But you've got to make sure that the shoulders come down square to the front of the mat. And to do that, you have to push out the right knee so that the shoulder comes inside. Okay, so arms around the back, interlace the fingers, bring the heart up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, let's dive down. Bringing that right shoulder inside the right knee. Coming down now, square to the front of the mat, bringing those arms up and over, pushing back with the back leg, keeping it straight and strong. Exhale to the foot, come back up to warrior 1. Let's shuffle the right foot over to the left. Straighten that right leg, keeping the arms raised. Come up onto the right heel, pivot and turn to the back of the mat into warrior 1 on your left. So bending deep now into the left knee, knee and ankle in line, stacking that joint for strength. Reaching out on the diagonal with the hands. Let's go into the humble warrior. Arms around the back. Interlace the fingers. And let's dive down. Bringing the head down onto the mat. Pushing back with the back leg. Keeping it straight and strong. Bringing the arms up and over. Exhale up to the foot. Come back up into warrior one. Let's shuffle now the left foot over to the right. And let's lift the right arm up and over so you're in line with the shoulders in the T position. Opening the hips out into warrior two. So you're looking down the left hand to the left index finger. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Reaching out from the front of the mat to the back. Lengthening on each inhale. Exhale, let's straighten that left leg. Let's take the left heel out, the right heel in, and bend deep now into the right knee, into warrior two on your right. So you're looking down the right arm to the right index finger. Bending deep now into the right knee. Again, making sure that the knee and the ankle are in line. Stacking that joint for strength. Exhale, let's windmill hands back down onto the mat. Take the right foot back, lowering down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's bend the knees and come seated now to the front of the mat. Well done, guys. Well done. Everybody okay? Good. Let's go into Dandasana, the first of our seated poses. So let's engage all the muscles in the legs, bring the hands alongside the hips, pull the toes towards the face. This is also known as staff pose. And this is the first of the seated poses. So most of the seated poses start with the hips at 90 degrees, which makes the seated poses much more challenging. So let's try now and let's lift the heart to the sky, squeeze the shoulder blades together, tuck the chin down onto the chest, try and bring the heels up off the mat. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. This is a good time now to start using the breath again. And release. Let's go into Paschimottanasana, our seated forward fold. So inhale, raise both arms up to the sky. Exhale, let's fold forward, grabbing hold of the big toes with your first 2 fingers. Bringing the elbows out on sharp angles, looking over the toes. Trying to get the ribs onto the thighs. So on each exhale, pushing the heart and the chin as far forward as you can. Inhale, straighten the arms. Let's lean back, let's bring the heels up off the mat. Exhale, let's try and see if we can go a little bit deeper. Really pulling on those toes and using the feet to draw yourself further forward towards the feet. Inhale, let's lean back, let's bring the heels up off the mat, and let's release. I'll just turn around, guys, but you can stay where you are. We're going into Paschimottanasana now. So let's bring the hands 6 to 7 inches behind the back. Now you can use the fingers facing forward, sideways or backwards, so whichever is comfortable for you. So let's lean back on the hands, elbows pointing to the back of the mat. Let's lift the heart up, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Let's point the toes. Let's squeeze the ankles and the thighs. So inhale, let's prepare. Exhale, let's propel those hips up to the sky, pushing the feet down now onto the mat. You can take the head back if you want to, or you can keep the head in line with the spine. So inhale, exhale, lift those hips up, push those feet down. Inhale, exhale, propel those hips up, push those feet down a little bit further down onto the mat. And on the next exhale, let's come slowly down onto the mat, staying in this position because we're going to start doing the Vinyasa now in between the poses. So leaning back on the hands again, lifting the feet up, not too far, about 6 to 7 inches off the mat, crossing at the ankles, bringing the knees into the chest, folding over the folded legs, hands to the mat, spread the fingers wide, jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and let's come seated to the front of the mat. Lovely. Let's go into Marichyasana A. So taking both hands underneath the right knee, and let's draw that right leg up and wide. Your right foot should be on a 45 degrees angle. Your left leg should be in line with the hip and straight and strong.
Let's bring that right shoulder inside now the right knee. Take support with the left hand. Inhale, let's raise that right arm up. Exhale, let's reach forward as far as we can. Thumb down, and let's draw that right arm around the right knee. So bending the elbow as you're taking it around. Okay, and try and see if you can grab hold of your t-shirt. Let's take the left arm up, reach up, exhale, let's reach forward, thumb down, and draw that left arm around the back. Try and hold the t-shirt, your fingers, your hand, or your wrist. So let's squeeze those shoulder blades together. Let's make a little bit of room. Let's pull the tummy button in. So let's sit straight and tall, using the breath now. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4, using the breath. Keeping that left leg engaged. And let's release the bind. And let's take the right foot now inside the left calf. Let's go into Vinyasa C. Make sure that the toes are not up high. Make sure they're just above the ankle, so that when you do the bind, you're not all scrunched up. So bring both hands onto the right knee. Inhale, let's raise that left arm up. Exhale, let's rotate to the right, hooking that left elbow over the right knee. Bringing the palms together, bringing the thumb to the center of the chest. And you'll find now that the left elbow is going to push the right knee in. On each exhale, push that elbow away with the right knee. So you're rotating a little bit further now towards the back of the mat, and you're looking over the right shoulder. Keep that left leg straight and strong. Keep pulling those toes towards the face. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. Try and sit up nice and straight. And let's slowly release. And let's do the left side. So both hands underneath the left knee. Let's draw that left leg up and wide. Keeping that right leg straight and strong. Taking support with the right hand behind the back there. Inhale, raise that left arm up. Exhale, reach forward. Thumb down. Draw that left arm around the left knee. Inhale, let's raise up the right arm. Exhale, let's reach forward. And let's draw that right arm around the back, so you can take the bind, either, like I say, the t-shirt, the fingers, the hands, or the wrist. Let's squeeze the shoulder blades together, sitting nice and tall. Pull the tummy button into the spine to make some room. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. Keeping that right leg engaged. Keep those toes pointing towards the face. And let's release. Let's take that left foot inside the right calf there. Again, being mindful where you're placing that foot. Both hands on the left knee. Inhale, let's raise that right arm up. Exhale, let's rotate to the left, hooking that right elbow over the right knee. Palms together, thumbs to the center of the chest. Again, you'll find that the knee is going to be pushed in with that right elbow. Push it away. So on each exhale, keep pushing it. So you're going to rotate a little bit further now towards the back of the mat. And you're looking over the left shoulder this time. Breathing in for 4, exhaling for 4. Using the breath to get your rotation a little bit deeper. And release. And let's go into our Vinyasa. And let's come seated to the front of the mat. Into boats. So 3 boats, 3 Vinyasas. So let's come up onto the toes. Let's give the toes a little dance. We like to give them a little dance to get them all fired up. Let's reach forward with the hands. Let's sit back on the sit bone. Let's bring the legs halfway. And let's reach the legs out now on the diagonal. So squeeze the thighs to make the legs lighter. Pull the tummy button into the spine. point the toes, reach out with the hands, make sure the hands are no higher than the knees, into boat, and Vinyasa. Let's come straight into the second boat. Legs are going to start to wobble now. Let's squeeze those thighs, pull the tummy button in, point the toes, reaching with the hands. Keep squeezing, guys. This is good for your core. And Vinyasa. And let's come seated again now for the third boat. Now your legs are really going to wobble because mine are. Mine are really wobbling now. So let's squeeze those thighs. Let's pull that tummy button in. Let's reach forward with those hands. Really squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And Vinyasa. And stay in downward facing dog. Okay, let's go into our Malasana. So let's jump the feet outside the hands. So inhale, look forward, and let's jump the feet outside the hands into our yoga squat. Bringing the hands to the heart. Bringing the elbows inside the knees. Pushing those knees away now. So really relax the groin, relax your hips. If you want to move the hips from side to side, you can. So this is a good hip opener. It's good for the hips. Let's go into crow. So keeping the pressure on the knees, bring the hands down onto the mat, spread those fingers wide, look forward, come up onto the ball of the feet, push the bottom up into the sky. Let's bring those knees into the armpits, bring the right leg up, bring the left foot up, squeeze those feet. Now you can either bring the feet down and go into the high plank, or you can jump back into high plank, whichever's good for you. So being mindful now of lowering down onto the mat. We want to be 5 inches off the mat, okay? We're going to hold it for 5. So make sure now that the shoulders are over the wrists. Pull the tummy button underneath the rib cage. Push those heels towards the back of the mat. Squeeze those elbows in so you're scraping the ribs as you lower down. You should be about 1 inch off the mat. Hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. Well done. Let's go into snake, Sarpanasana. So bring the forehead onto the mat. We're going to work now on our lower backs. Any problems with the backs, guys? No? Okay. That's good. So forehead onto the mat, feet flat, toes into the mat, bringing the knees up off the mat. Let's take the hands around the back, interlace the fingers, push those hands down past the bottom. So inhale, let's prepare. Exhale, let's just lift the heart, keeping the neck in line with the spine. Keep looking down, keep pushing those hands down past the bottom, which will squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the heart higher. Keep pushing those toes into the mat. And release. Arms by your side, hands, head to the side. Give those hips a wiggle. Let's go into Locust, Shavasana. So let's bring the forehead back onto the mat. Bring the thumbs down to the lower ribs. Spread the fingers wide. Draw the arms now into the shoulders so you look like you've got grasshopper legs. So really squeeze those shoulder blades together. So on the exhale, I want you to lift the heart and the feet up off the mat. So inhale, exhale, let's lift the heart, lift the feet, squeeze those shoulder blades together. There should be no weight on the hands at all. Keep the neck in line with the spine. Keep looking down. You're lengthening now at the neck. You're lengthening at the hips. Squeeze and release. Arms by your side, head to the side. Give your hips a wiggle. Let's go into Dandasana, our bow. So forehead onto the mat, kick the heels to the bottom. Now you can keep the feet as they are with the toes pointing down and the heels up to the sky, or you can take the hands around the back. So to grab hold of the flat of the foot, make sure that the legs are in line with the hips. bring the big toes together. On the exhale, I want you to lift the heart, and I want you to push the feet into the hands. Do not pull on the feet, it'll hurt your knees. So inhale, let's prepare. Exhale, let's lift the heart, push the feet into the hands. Inhale, exhale, push the feet into the hands. Inhale, exhale, push those feet into the hands. Inhale, exhale, push those feet into the hands. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. It's lifting the heart higher for you. Keep that neck in line with the spine. Keep looking down. Using the breath. And let's lower down. Let's bring the feet onto the mat. Arms by your side, head to the side. Let's give those hips a little wiggle. Okay, so let's bring the thumbs into the ribs. Spread the fingers wide. And let's push up into our tabletop. Okay, so we'll just lengthen the back here, stretch it out where we've worked on the lower back muscles. So we'll go into cat. So make sure the arms are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips. Inhale, let's prepare. Exhale, let's tuck the tailbone under, pull the tummy button towards the spine, protract the shoulders by pushing the forefinger and the thumb into the mat, and dipping that chin onto the chest. And let's go into cow. So taking the tailbone to the sky, dipping the belly, and bringing the head in line with the spine. Okay, let's tuck the toes. Let's push up into downward facing dog, stretching out the back now, where you've worked really hard. And then inhale, let's come front to the mat. And we'll just do a nice soft Badakanasana. So we'll do Badakanasana B, where we'll just fold over the legs. So inhale, exhale. Let's round over the legs. Let's just walk the fingers forward. Nice and gentle. And then coming back up, nice and soft. We'll bring the legs to the front of the mat. Give them a good shake. And then we'll come down into our Shavasana. Worked really hard, guys. So come down into your sunbathing arms and then flat down onto the mat. Let's take the legs wide to the edges of the mat, arms to the edges of the mat, palms up to the sky. Let's take a big deep breath in and hold it and release with sound. Another big deep breath in, hold and release with sound. Once more. And let's close the eye and let's relax now into our Shavasana. So just taking it nice and gentle. So starting with the feet and the ankles, just relaxing them, maybe letting the feet fall out. Coming up to the knees, coming up to the hips, coming all the way up the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you've reached the shoulder blades. Sinking those shoulder blades down into the mat. Let's come down the arms to the elbows, to the wrists, to the hands, and just let the fingers curl in. Coming up to the neck now and to the head, and just let the head fall to one side if you wish. Releasing the jaw, releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Let's look to the third eye. Let's see what color you can see today. And let's see if you've got any niggles or any discomfort in the body, taking that color now to that part of the body and circling it around that area until it disappears. Let's bring ourselves back into the room. Let's wiggle our toes, wiggle our fingers. Let's really stretch the arms overhead. Really having a stretch from the very tips of the fingers to the very tips of your toes. Bringing the palms together, the hands to the heart. And let's turn to the right hand side, taking our palmed hands underneath our head like a nice soft pillow, bringing the knees up into the tummy. Let's take a couple of moments here just to reflect on our practice and see how we are feeling. If we're feeling energized, are we ready to continue our day? Have we had a good practice? Are we feeling good? Let's release our palmed hands from underneath our head and let's push ourselves up into a nice cross-legged position, keeping the eyes closed, making sure the head comes last, and bringing the hands to the heart. Finishing the practice now with the closing mantra, starting with the Om. Om. Swasipajabhya paripantam yantam nehayena maragena mahimahishaha Goprakvahepa Shabamastonetam Locust Samasara Sakinho Bhavanto Om Shanti 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 Peace and happiness to you all. Open the eyes. Namaste. Have a lovely day.